Okay, so again, my name is Derek Wood. I'm a partner product manager here at SOS. Today we're going to be going through a brief history of where SOS has come from, so you know who you're dealing with and where we're going. We're going to do a quick run through of traditional backup and disaster recovery technologies, services, and trends. We're going to go into the limitation of these trends and how our service really comes into play to fill the holes that are left by these existing technologies. We're going to go into our partner model to show how we not only place our partners into the various programs we have, but how each program can be beneficial to you individually. We'll then end with a quick Q&A on the technology, the partner program, anything you'd like to discuss, and we'll then give out the Kindle code, in which case you can enter the drawing. Any questions before we get going? If you have any questions during the presentation or at the end, feel free to use the chat function. We will be stopping periodically to address any questions you have. Any comments are welcome as well, and let's jump right into it. So SOS Online Backup has been in the online backup industry for quite some time. We were originally formed in 2001 in Melbourne, Australia. We started off as a small branch, just primarily focused at some small, medium businesses in the area. And it wasn't until 2005 that we really launched into the international organization that we've become today. In 2006, we had our first PC Mag Editor's Choice Award, and have been awarded that same award 2 more times thereafter, the last being just this last winter. So that's something that we're proud of. It's very uncommon that PC Mag gives out their Editor's Choice Award to the same company in such consecutive awardings. So we've won that award because of our dedication and success in developing a program that focuses on security without displacing the usability of the software itself. From 2006 to 2007, we started up a small sales organization primarily geared towards small, medium business. We had a light affiliate program, but primarily we were focused on large, what we call OEM partnerships, models with a lot of customization, a lot of integration work, and a lot of coordination between not only our development team, but our partners' development team. These relationships include companies like Bitdefender, WebRoot, Online Backup for Dummies, very big projects. In the affiliate program, we saw what you would expect out of an affiliate program. You don't really know a whole lot about the partners engaged in there, not a lot of information about their business model, how they're positioning the service, and really just no strategic element in that relationship. Coming from a OEM background, we really wanted to see what we could do to scale the development and the customization and the strategy in that relationship down to the small and medium business market. So over the course of a few years, we worked on that, and we came up with the rebranded wholesale program that you are all going to be looking at today in the next few weeks if you haven't already. We formally launched this program in July of 2009, so we just passed its 2-year anniversary. Since the launch of this program, we've really seen a dramatic growth. The growth was so great, in fact, that we actually relocated our headquarters and main business operations from Melbourne, Australia to here in Los Angeles. So it's been a very exciting time for us. We've been continually driving to improve the 360-degree branding element of our partnership, which we'll get into later in the segment, and we're looking forward to having you all on board as well. So now taking a look at the industry, online backup and backup as an industry as a whole is a $10 billion a year industry. We've been looking at a pretty steady growth of about 33%. It was expected that by 2011, this year, we'd see that drop off quite a bit. What wasn't really expected was the great increase in managed service providers out there. So being an MSP, a managed service provider, where you're not in a break-fix relationship, meaning your customer calls you, you come in and fix something that's not working. Instead, IT providers have become a productive asset to the companies they serve. This huge move, along with the SaaS movement, has really yielded an ongoing growth in the online backup industry that we're still seeing today. So in the consumer market, yes, very much a commodity these days, with major players putting in a cumulative $100 million in marketing and radio ads, internet ads. You Pandora users have heard Carbonite ads on there. So you see that at a consumer level, this is no longer a new or exciting idea. But in the managed service market, in a small and medium business environment, anywhere between 5 users to 500 users, this is still very much a high growth industry. So we're excited to see how our partners continue to find growth between different verticals and the way that our product continues to enhance its ability to serve bigger and better business. So where our service is positioned in the market is we're really right in the bread and butter of small, medium business. We don't have overkill pricing structures or hardware requirements that a lot of some of the bigger, older players have. Companies like Iron Mountain and Symantec, which are all very much hardware-based systems. Iron Mountain even comes from a 60-year-old industry of scanning documents and copying documents and keeping document management as part of your industry. We came in at a rather unique part of the market where we started off with large OEM partners and moved to small and medium business, with consumer really being something that we've only recently moved into. Whereas all the other companies we've listed on here really started on the opposite end with, besides Iron Mountain and Symantec, of course, with consumers as their main focus, and then trying to move their consumer service to more of the SOHO and small business arena. So we've put ourselves in a really terrific position to move it really in any direction. Our service has the security strong enough to go into an enterprise environment, but doesn't have the price point and the hardware requirements that makes this not possible for small and medium businesses. And we still maintain the simplicity in use to go to the consumer market. And again, hence the PC Mag Editor's Choice Awards. And to go into more of the traditional backup technology landscapes, and I know most of you have been in the business for quite some time, so we're going to keep this rather high level, but just to kind of frame up where SOS fits into the whole solution. Consumers, or rather users specifically don't often back up. Users, especially consumers, you're lucky if they're going to update their software that they do have, let alone put in an additional step in having to actually back something up. Most consumers, if you have some relatively responsible ones, will do a manual, when I feel like it type of backup strategy, if anything at all. The small and medium business market is a little different. It depends. It really ranges between the 5 and 50 user seats, 50 to 200, and 200 to 500. Typically what you see is there's some type of hardware-based system, and it's based on being server-centric. So there's a single server or maybe multiple servers as the company grows, and data from that server is backed up on a local drive, whether it's being managed by somebody who's qualified to be managing that, someone who's qualified to test that it's actually happening on a regular basis and that the backups are good. It's very common that when you run backups, especially with tape systems, that the backup itself is actually corrupted. So you'll get a green light that it ran, but then when you go to recover, the data itself was corrupted during the whole procedure. So if there is a solution in place in the small and medium business market, there's often no management behind it to ensure that when we do go to use our backup solutions, that it's going to be there for us. And that's what the managed service market is really attacked and really filled, is this void of proactive services. Proactive services being a focus on uptime solutions versus strictly mitigating instances of data loss or failure. The enterprise environment Similar situation, except you usually have dedicated on-site staff who are managing this, usually managed very well. The testing of the backup is neither here nor there. You hear terrible stories even at data center levels where you have these people who just didn't even check to see that their backup generators were properly fueled, and then they kick off the generator and then it's done in a minute. So enterprise market, you still very much have and at every level, it's all about the user. In any system, the biggest security threat and risk is at the user level. And that's because as humans, as users, we make mistakes, we make errors, we don't follow the rules 100% of the time. We're not as diligent as we would like to be. And that's something that we can really address with our type of service. At an even higher level, tape backup, because of the move towards online backup and the understanding that you need to have regular management and qualified management of these systems, the hardware backup market has declined significantly over the last decade. Even just in the last few years, we've seen this grow. Is everyone okay? I'm getting a couple people saying they can't hear me. Is the audio still coming through? All right. All right, audio is good. Okay, so good to have you on, John. All right, thank you, everyone. So the tape backup market, we know tapes are expensive, and it's often the sale of, well, you know, you just replace the tape drives or the tapes themselves. The drives are really simple, but from year to year, you have to update the whole system. It's not just the tape, it's not just the drive, you have to do both. Any type of archiving really puts that into a whole other level of management and recurring hardware purchases. And we don't need to go too much more into it, but we all know it's expensive, it's time consuming, and it doesn't really hit all the areas that you need to hit when it comes to putting a true data security solution together.